Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm starting off really beautiful today. I've been gone for a while, and I thought today that I would jump on and kind of explain where I've been, and also, what I've been up to in life and what I'm doing now. And I am home, obviously, so, normal rabbits, cats, and there's a road right behind me that you can probably see, but this is a casual video, so I figured that was probably fine. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna get ready a little bit and start. I have these black eye masks on. I think you're supposed to leave these on for 5 minutes or something like that. I've already had them on for a little bit while I was setting up. Let's see. Oh, they don't even have the how-to on them. They say go to www.black.co for details on how to. So, these are an activated charcoal eye mask to depuff, detox, and get back to your shiny, gorgeous self. So, other than that, I have washed my face. I am going to start with a little bit of hand sanitizer because, we all know what's going on in the world today. And I did have to leave the house today, so just going to do a little bit of that. And then I'm also going to do a little bit of this Young Living Breathe Again essential oil. I do not have any symptoms of anything that might be going on, but this just helps. I've got a little bit of allergies, and this just helps. I don't really buy from Young Living anymore. I do really like their oils, but the controversy over multi-level marketing firms, you know what I'm saying, MLMs. It's dramatic, and I just don't really feel like participating anymore. So I will be sort of walking us through what we're doing, and also just kind of talking about what I'm doing. I'm going to be looking in my viewfinder, and then I also have my very dirty Tati Beauty palette, which we're not going to be using today, but it has a wonderful mirror in it, so we're going to be using that. I do really love this palette. So beautiful, but today's not really a glitter kind of day. So, to get into where I've been, life just kind of gets in the way. So, there's that. But also, I was my soon-to-be husband, and I have been trying to have a baby. So I've been dealing, you guys know that I talk about pregnancy and women's things a lot on this channel, or at least I have intentions of it if I can actually sit down and... Henry. If I can actually sit down and film videos. So we have been, so this is going to be talking about infertility today. My story is long, so today we're going to cover infertility, and then I'll tell you the rest in another video, because the thick and thin of it is I had a baby, just a little tiny human. So let's take these off. That's lovely. My skin due to all the hormones, I'm breaking out in weird places. I have pimples all over my body. I'm about a month postpartum at this point, so it's an experience. So this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream. I'm just going to take a little bit and put it on my face. I've really been focusing on skincare lately. I have not been doing a lot of makeup because there just isn't time. So let's talk about infertility. I suffer with PCOS. I've had it since I was probably since I got my period, so it's kind of like 15, 14, somewhere in there. And that basically just means it can format in really, sorry, my skin is very dry. It can kind of format itself in missing your period or having really long, heavy periods, or, just never getting your period, basically, because you're not ovulating. It can cause weird hair growth and all sorts of other things. So I can talk more about PCOS at another time, but for this video, all you need to know, my neighbor is outside, and I just don't feel like waiting for her to stop talking, so we are just going to continue. I'm next going to put on this Berry Lip Glow. So anyways, PCOS can culminate in a lot of different ways. And for me, it was lack of ovulation. So I wasn't ovulating, and because of that, I wasn't getting, I wasn't having my period regularly. It would be between, 80 and 100 days of, between my periods, and that was pretty crazy. And even then, I'm not totally convinced I was actually ovulating. I think it was just what they call a withdrawal bleed. So about 2 years ago at this point, my fiance and I decided that we wanted to start trying for a baby. We didn't expect it to be as hard as it was. This is a Rodeo Illuminating Soft Focus Drops. So we didn't expect it to be as hard as it was. It really takes a lot out of you. We started, we were like, oh yay, sex without condoms or whatever. We'd actually been having sex and just using the pull-out method because, one, we didn't really care if we got pregnant, and two, because I was pretty convinced I was infertile. So once we started actually wanting a baby, and actually trying and, keeping it in there and, all the ejaculation fun, which is just a conversation, to each their own. But, yeah. So basically, I knew that I was going to need help. I knew I was going to need help getting pregnant. So I started going to my OBGYN, and I had a wonderful OBGYN. I still love her, and I would rather go to her than my primary. I ended up not really liking my primary. So one of the main reasons I have PCOS is because of my weight. That being said, I've been a lot thinner, and while it does get better, the symptoms do not go away. So you can have it when you're thin, and I know quite a few people that do. So mine is weight-based for the most part, but it can be either way. I'm just going to spray some of this on. There we go. I'm just going to let that dry, and I'll actually tell you something now. I feel like I am all over the place and just not very conducive on this story, so I apologize. But basically ended up going to the doctor and doing a bunch of tests, blood work and everything like that. She knew how far apart my periods were. She knew it was PCOS. Struggled a lot during that time. I was, trying different supplements and basically doing anything I could. Changing my diet, trying to lose weight, all in hopes that it would jumpstart my ovulation. I've always been more of a natural person. I don't really like medical intervention if I don't have to. So I really just did not want to get to a point where, we had to go a medical route. And so we tried and we tried and we tried. We got so many tests done. We got a semen analysis for my fiance. And as my doctor put it, he was, good to go in that department. So and all this time, this is taking place over the course of, a year plus. All this time, I never told anyone. And at the time, it was because I was afraid people were going to judge me for wanting a baby. None of my friends really have babies yet. They're all kind of on a different life path. And I've wanted one for years. I've wanted to start a family for a very long time. It means quite a bit to me. So partly because I didn't want the expectation, if my parents knew, or his parents knew that we were trying or something like that. I was afraid that they would constantly be asking, oh, what's going on? Oh, are you doing this right? Oh, are you doing that right? Let me give you my, if you just stop trying so hard, it'll happen. It's like people have so much advice. So much advice to give. I'm next going in with this Tony Moly Luminous Pure Aura CC cream. This has basically no coverage. It just kind of brightens your skin. And it's white. So it comes out white. And then it goes on. And it changes color as it goes on. So it goes on like sunscreen. But don't worry, it'll morph to my skin. So I didn't tell anyone. I basically wasn't drinking. I stopped drinking. I stopped eating certain foods. And I started temping every single day. And doing ovulation strips quite often, mainly because I never really knew when my period was going to come. So in FAM, which is the fertility awareness method, you can temp your vagina or your body every day when you wake up. First thing in the morning, before you even breathe, you start temping. And you record that temperature, and over time, throughout your cycle, let's say you have a normal 30 or 28 day cycle, over time you would see increases and decreases depending on whether progesterone or estrogen were dominant in what part of your cycle you're in. I know that's a lot of jargon, but it's true. Just take my word for it. So this is almost gone. I guess it really isn't. It just stopped clicking. Interesting. So this is Maybelline Atri Black. Very thin coverage. I don't, honestly, I know everyone loves this. I don't really like it. I really don't love it. But that's okay. I tried. I'm just using my fingers. Got my handy mirror. So I started temping quite early on in the process, and I joined a Reddit group of other women that were trying. It's called Trying for a Baby. And there are women on there who have been trying for so long. It really hurts my heart. I really wish that weren't the case. I consider myself lucky that, well, spoiler alert, it only took a little over a year. But, so I was temping every day, and my cycles, there was never any real rise or fall because I wasn't producing the right hormones at the right times. I wasn't ovulating. Ovulation is what causes your hormones to change. So I was just frantically doing ovulation strips, which are little things that you pee on. They look like a pregnancy test. But they're not. They test for a different hormone. They don't test your HCG. And I'm just going to take a little bit of powder. This is Laura Mercier. And a little brush. And I'm just going to powder my eyebrows. You might think that's a weird step. But if they're too wet and creamy and dewy, my use pencil will not stick. This is an Essence Super Last eyebrow pencil. Again, going to my mirror. So basically, we tried and we tried and we tried and we tried some more. And I went through procedures. I was charting every day, giving up foods, doing everything under the sun to try to ovulate, just trying to ovulate. And it never happened naturally for me. I ended up going to my doctor, and she said, you've been trying for a while. I know you like to do things naturally, but what do you think about maybe trying a drug that will help you ovulate? And at that point, I was so hurting. I was hurting so badly because I never knew when my period was going to come. So I didn't have, a countdown for when I should be taking pregnancy tests. So I would just take a pregnancy test, and it would be negative, and I would be, crushed. And that's just what I was doing. It's really difficult, and I think no one talks about it. No one really talks about infertility. don't mind the noise, but no one talks about infertility, and that really, really bothers me. Since this process, I have found so many people, especially older than me, who have also struggled with infertility. A lot of people, like the majority of people, have some sort of issue. I was talking to someone today who was telling me how their wife it took them 6 years, 4 miscarriages before they actually had their daughter, their first child. And that's normal, you know? But you wouldn't know it. Everyone thinks you just start trying and instantly you're okay. This is a mini, like a baby Mercier. This is the illuminating powder, which is way too illuminating for under my eyes. But I do a light dusting everywhere else, and it just kind of gives a soft focus glow. Gotta look in my mirror. Keep hitting my headphones. Yeah, so that's a lot of powder. For me, normally I don't powder too much, but I used so many hydrating products that we're going to need the powder. So next we're going to go in to the butter bronzer. And I'm going to take, it's very loud, sorry, this brush from e.l.f. And we're just going to lightly bronze. So anyways, I think people should talk about this more. At this point, it was a long time ago. I mean, not really, but it feels like absolutely ages just from everything. Gotta do the chins. Just because of everything that we've been through. It feels like ages ago. And it's really hard, once you do get pregnant, it's really hard to remember that happened to you, you know? That looks like a line, and I swear to you, it's not. I have to look at that. It's a line in my skin. We'll call it that. And now to my favorite product of the moment. This is the CoverFX Monochromatic Blush Duo in Soft Peach. I love this. It comes with a matte. Yeah, it is totally matte. And then this beautiful shimmer. I love this so much. I'm thinking about wearing it on my wedding day. Speaking of my wedding day, quickly, do you guys, I was thinking about I'm going to do multiple trials. I'm doing my own wedding makeup, sorry. So I'm doing my own wedding makeup, and I was thinking about doing multiple trials for it's just so beautiful. And it smooths the skin so much. I love it so much. And then I take the highlighter part, which doesn't come off a lot, which I like because I can be kind of liberal and heavy-handed with it. And it just gives this beautiful, beautiful sheen. In case I needed that. And then I have the M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette. This is also a current favorite. Look at that. It's so pretty. You can tell I'm into these kind of peachy, pinky tones. So I think I'm going to go in with this light pink matte. So I think people should be talking about this, honestly. The women in that Reddit group were so, and forgive me for saying this because I was too at the time, but they were so jaded. People are so against hearing their story because it's not the norm. They're not against it, but I think it scares them. You know, there's so many people that are so lucky to get pregnant and they don't even know that there's this whole other side of it. Or the people that get pregnant really easily and don't know that they can have a miscarriage, and then when that happens to them, they're not only devastated, but they feel like they did something wrong. And that's not right. People should not be feeling, they should not be feeling that way. I just want people to feel like they can talk about things. I've questioned whether I should make, obviously I'm talking about it here on YouTube, but this isn't like, nobody really watches this that actually knows me. That was, again, loud, I'm sorry. But I've questioned making some sort of post on social media about it. Because as all my friends do go into starting to have kids, I just hope that they know that it's hard. It's hard actually producing the child. I can't believe, if you actually sit there and watch how babies are made, we all know, but if you actually sit there and watch, the statistics of how that all comes together, it's profound that we even exist, honestly, because it is so hard. It is so difficult to, one sperm going through this environment that wants to kill it, and it finally makes it there. And, most of them will die, and one can get through. And then it has to decide whether it's viable or not. A lot of the times miscarriages happen because it's not a viable pregnancy, and that's what's really difficult too, is that you think it's something you did, but it's not. It is fundamentally as basic as genes. So I'll talk about my pregnancy and the situation that's happening now in another video. I just wanted to talk about, I guess, infertility. I mean, this was the worst story of my infertility ever. This was all over the place. basically I have PCOS. I dealt with infertility for a long time. It was really hard. One of the hardest things I've ever done. It destroys you. And I honestly, now that my baby is born, granted I'm full of pregnancy hormones still, but the other day I just had this meltdown because I realized, I've been restricting myself from so much, and isolating myself from everyone because it's just too, I didn't want to be tempted, and I didn't feel that we could connect on that level. I just didn't feel like people would understand, and that's really hard. I can't wait to see my friends after this is all over. I can't wait, and I really want to. Basically, I was in depression. It's the thick of it. It's the thin of it. I was depressed, and that's sad. Because when you're in it, you don't necessarily realize. You don't necessarily realize. So this was supposed to be my kind of everyday look. This is a little more glam than I have been going every day. So pretty though. I love this palette. I was going to wear this for my wedding day, but I think it's too, first of all, it doesn't bring out my eyes. My eyes are green, pinky orange, kind of, but not like purple. So I'm kind of thinking purple is the way I'm going to go. And I actually just ordered some makeup in the, I just ordered some makeup, some of it from Sephora and some of it not. And we're going to be exploring that together. So next we have the Essence Fine Liner. I'm going to do my usual wing. To be honest, I haven't worn a wing in almost 2 months. I really haven't been wearing makeup, and again, I'll get into that. I was in the hospital, so I do have to buy another one of these, though. This is drying out. They're good enough. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I love this stuff. It is so good. That is one goopy sounding mascara. One thing I have noticed is that you can't really tell, but I need to get myself a black eyeliner for my tight lining. My eyelashes are so blonde that I can't get in there close enough so that it looks like basically I need a black eyeliner. or even brown. Brown is probably a better choice for me, although I wear black mascara, so I don't know. I love this mascara because it builds up so quickly. Like, yeah. Yes. That is my phone. Forgive me. Okay, so we're getting pretty close here. It's my mother. We're getting pretty close here. We're just going to finish off with 2 new products. Also from M Cosmetics, we have one of the Cloud Paints in Faded Clementine and the Magic Hour lip gloss, True Gloss. I love this on its own, but I can't figure out how to wear this. Online, it looked so good on fair skin tones, and I actually really like orange on me. It's my favorite color too, but I can't get this to look right. So I think what I'm going to do, these smell like Tootsie Rolls, like legit Tootsie Rolls. I think I'm going to take a little bit of my finger, like it's so bright, and my lips are so not pigmented. I guess that's a good way of doing it. It's the color Faded Clementine, and I've been looking at it for years. I didn't know how to wear it once I got it. But that's actually really pretty. Maybe I just figured out how to wear it. I will literally have that for 20 years, so if I do it that way. I think I might have been a little liberal with the smearing. It's like right here. Yeah, might need a lip liner if I'm gonna do that. But that's really pretty. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go over with the gloss in Magic Hour. Which makes things a little bit more pinky. And that's my finished look. Now I'm going to be honest, on a day-to-day basis, I'm pretty much wearing the skincare with the Tony Moly CC cream, eyebrows, very light, and blush, and a little bit of concealer. Then I just take the blush and I just kind of put it over my eyelids a little bit, but no mascara, nothing like that. And that's what I've been wearing, and I have been really loving it. So but that was a little too simple for this video. So this is the finished look. This is like I said, so much more makeup than I've worn in a while. I'm loving it. I'm gonna go outside for a walk and you know, enjoy my fresh look. Very springtime. So I'm sorry about this video being literally all over the place. I mean, that was the worst story ever. But I hope that you took something away from it. And I'll get back on and do just a regular chat and story time, and we'll talk about my little babe. So, because that's a story. That is quite the story. It might top the infertility for ages. Yeah. So I hope that you guys have an amazing day. I hope you're all doing well, staying sane, And, stay strong. I hope you're all healthy.